Let's lift things a little. Happy New Year. In China, 2016 is the year of the monkey, a symbol of optimism, energy and creativity. And while so far the talk has been around China worries, there's still growth, as Marcus Padley says, and a shift from manufacturing to consumer-driven services is offering tantalising opportunities to Aussie exporters. But especially if you're a small business, how on earth can you get into China? Well, Benjamin Sun, Managing Director of Think China, was at the City of Sydney Future Asia Business Summit today, and he joined me earlier. Benson, thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
Benson, you call yourself a bit of a Sherpa for businesses trying to enter China. Now, so many small businesses, how do you even get to first base? Do you actually go there on the ground?
No. I think the best way to enter China market actually is through digital channel and through e-commerce.
How do you go about doing that? Because e-commerce in China must be very different from Australia.
It is. Well, we always targeting the same consumer. I mean, if we talk about the needs of the consumer, they are the same, but the channels are different. So you set up a Chinese website, or the second option would be you enter through a digital platform.
You talk about Alibaba as being one of the first ports of call to look at your market out there. Why is Alibaba the place to go?
Well, Alibaba has a platform called Tmall Global, which is helping overseas merchants to sell directly to Chinese consumers through cross-border e-commerce policy.
And it's got a big market share?
It is. It depends, of course, it depends on which category of your products, such as supplements or skincare. Probably skincare is less than supplements for Alibaba. But the beauty about Alibaba is all the data is open to public, which means that you can analyze your competitors' performance before you actually do it yourself.
You talk about cross-border e-commerce as a sort of relatively new thing. Why is that important for Australian companies looking to export?
Well, previously, before the policy was introduced, if you want to sell a product into China, you have to register that product.
Register, yes.
And the process is painful. It probably can take you 2 years to get the registration done. For example, all the cosmetic brands has to do animal test before you enter China, and that itself against lots of brands' belief. That's why cosmetic skincare products, and they were trying to leave China market. Not until now, when the cross-border e-commerce introduced, means that if the product itself is being registered in Australia, you can actually sell direct to China.
And I guess the next thing is you get yourself an e-commerce, what would you call it, a merchant platform.
Yeah.
And then you've got to find yourself a distributor. How do you do that?
The beauty about online is everything online is trackable. So you actually, through analyzing, for example, Alibaba data, you would be able to get your competitors' distribution list. And if I were the brand, I would try to call them one by one and try to distribute the same product as yours. Distribution
is so important. I mean, what's the lesson from, say, a Blackmores as compared to a Bellamy's?
Well, Blackmore is one of the best practice from my personal opinion, because they established their own brand website since 2012. They are not selling anything from that website. All they have done is trying to have official translated product description on that website, and also validate the distribution channel, distribution.
So that gives you a recognized quality brand,
exactly.
All that sort of
association. So they understand that when you enter China, there might be counterfeit, and there may be 300 version of translation of your product description, and that they don't want that happen. That's why they established the official
Whereas
site.
Presumably with Bellamy's, part of the problem with that, with these middlemen in Australia, and you couldn't keep a hold of what the quality was.
That's right. I mean, even Swiss today still doesn't have a Chinese website.
What about the Australian end, Ben? Because presumably social media is very important as well.
It is. There are lots of companies that didn't realize the opportunities locally in Australia. And there are lots of international students and global shoppers in Australia just next door.
Relatively cheap?
It is. I mean, the low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
If we think about how many arrivals last year in Australia from China is 1 million, and probably one consumer may come back 10 times a year, but each time they arrive here, they are new customers.
So locally, employ a few Chinese international students that speak Chinese. What about the other cost issues? Things like using the cloud would be important, do you think?
It is. So we always recommend SMEs to use a cloud solution. I know corporate is hard because of the policy issue, but for SME it's really, really good because you only pay the amount that you use. So it could start from $300 per year. As simple as that. And some of our clients, as small restaurant owners, are using cloud solution to make sure their website is loadable in China.
Benson, it's a huge market out there. Thank you very much for joining us, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too.